Okay, today we are announcing something, and we have Wayne has created, uh, version 2 of BookMasher. And we're going to be talking all about making books today and kind of giving you some ideas and strategies of why we upgraded BookMasher to accommodate what's going on in real life on online with Kindle and Amazon and everything else. And I say that because there's things that are happening on Kindle right now that you need to be aware of. Okay, I think we got everybody in. When I use the GoToMeeting, I have to hit admit to get everybody in the call here. So I hope y'all excited today. I know I am. And let's see, we got everything is recording. And we've got notes being taken. Okay, we are ready to go. So if I think everybody's been on the call, but if you haven't been on a Geek Out Friday in a while, Wayne will be answering questions. I'll be doing the show. If there's anything he needs to interrupt me that's pertinent at that point, he will interrupt me and we'll talk about it. But otherwise, hold your questions till the end because we got a lot to show you today. And I'm going to start off the call with give me a yes if you already own BookMasher. Give me a no if you've never seen BookMasher before. I want to kind of gauge the audience, see where we're at. And if you're on the recording down the road, I'm not going to be able to look at your yeses and nos. Okay. So we got mostly yeses. I think I got one no in there. Okay. Okay. Gives me a good idea then. So here's the good news. If you have a beta version, a lifetime version, a monthly version, or an annual, whatever version of BookMasher you have, you get the version free. So if you already own it, it's already in your members.bookmasher. In fact, it's so new, I am working off the test site today to show you the stuff I made over the last couple of days. And don't go to the test site, go to the members.bookmasher. It's already there. And it's something unique because we're streamlining everything that we're doing in the future. One problem, one solution. Zero brain friction, or we're minimizing the brain friction. We know everybody on the call is smart, and y'all probably in a second career of life, and we want to hand you everything so you can make decisions without having to think through every situation. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So what's new? We're introducing all the new features today, how you use it. We're going to do a live demo, and then we're going to talk about pricing if you've never had it. And the reason even though most of y'all have said yes, you own it, there's a couple that said no. We've got the pricing model dialed in to what we can afford to do to bring in new people. And I'll tell you right now, we have one price. Don't go to bookmasher.com and try to buy it right now. Well, I guess you can. It says it's $9.97 lifetime. It's $4.97. You get 5,000 starter credits with it, and you attach your Masher credits API to if you go over your 5,000. Now, if you already own members or your BookMasher, you don't get this 5,000 extra credits today. We can't afford that, but you can tie in your Masher credits immediately. Okay. We have stopped using all the API integrations. All that is scraped out of the site. You can't even use it anymore. The reason we do this is we are going to apply the best AI model, the best AI illustrator possible without you having to worry about which one to choose. And we may even choose different ones, or we'll do as new ones come in, we're going to put the very best one in place. Uh,
Yeah, we don't actually, it's a good point. We don't actually use one model to write the books. Behind the scenes, it's a combination of four or five.
yep. No image facts here, guys. Um, again, we're trying to keep it streamlined. So let's go on. Let's see what we got its difference. It is much easier to use, and you're going to see that today. Images are 20. I would put them at 50 times better, especially when we go to cookbooks. Um, the Master Credits URL is mastercredits.com. The author feature. In the past, we had to kind of think, who do we want to author? Who do we want to pen this? We want to give you multiple pen names because you don't want all these books in your name. You want to spread it around, and you can do that within Amazon. Okay. Um, One-click export. I asked Wayne for this. I said, it's the ability to click a button, have it EPUB ready to go to Kindle is what holds me back from actually using the old BookMasher. We fixed that. He even put a validation button in there so we can validate the book in EPUB format ready to go. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things that we'll be adding to this, but we're not going to add a lot more. Um, we do make front and back covers. Now, you may want to replace that front cover, and we're going to give you the opportunity to upload your own front cover. But the back cover looks beautiful. I don't know if anybody, because the idea is we want you to publish as fast as possible and not worry about all the little details that go with it. We want better writing quality. And guys, once you see this children's book I made, you're going to go, I've got to have this for my grandkids or kids. And we have a built-in billing tab. And I don't know if billing is the right word, but it is how much are you spending on each book? So usage, credit usage or whatever, that's what billing is. It's not, we're going to get out of monthly billing. Okay.
Credit spend, I guess I should call it.
Spend. Yeah, that's a better one to put in there. I got to get Scott. Scott Patton was in the waiting room, and Scott has what this needs to go into. Scott has a book hub, book publishing hub for authors. And at some point in time, we're going to get this so we can maybe click a button and it automatically goes over there. So welcome, Scott. Glad you could join us today. Okay, we have 9 book types. Is this correct? I thought we had 10, and maybe I'm leaving off one. Um, we'll see if y'all can catch the difference here. Okay,
Yeah, we got 10.
what am I missing?
Problem solving.
Problem solving. Okay. For some reason, I didn't get that. So we have problem solving in here. Okay. Children's books and cookbooks are going to be your biggest notice difference today. As far as this is really cool. But coloring books, we used to have to work really hard to get a good image. The images are all perfect. You see them now and you go, okay, well, that's a coloring book. Coffee table books, these are good. We're going to look at DIY. I did one today. I did the DIY and a gardening. Hopefully they're done. Crossword puzzle. This is good. I don't do crossword puzzles, but they look great. And you can make them as complicated or as simple as possible. Word search, it's there. It's pretty neat. Travel guides, they're similar. I haven't done one of these, but I want y'all to do these and let me know. And then we have the problem solver book down here, which for some reason didn't get included. Okay. Children's books. We're especially proud of this one, and you're going to see why in just a few minutes. Okay. There's a picture on every page. There's no placeholder art, no missing visuals. Every single page has a fully generated illustration with a reference image going through it. Now, we are going to add one little section where you can put a character, your dog or your cat, a picture of them, or a picture of your grandchild or a friend, that you're going to make the children's book with that character reference. So that's going to be in there. But right now we have really good character consistency with the model that we start with. Okay. So once you put in your own, if you have your favorite Labrador or favorite Aussie is what I'm going to put in there. I can have a book about my Aussie dog, and it would be consistent all the way through. And that's upload your own reference. Um, okay, cookbooks. We have a style that you may have just barely seen before, but once you see it, you won't ever stop seeing it. It is the magazine illustrated style of doing cookbooks. It's very new, and when y'all start seeing this a lot, you're gonna go, I saw it first on BookMasher. It is a full layout, it's a photograph with very accurate step-by-steps of how you make the recipe, but also some history about where the recipe came from, some additional notes about how wine pairings and stuff like that. We still have the standard mode, and the prep shots and the final dish are just incredible. And it's formatted cleanly, so it all fits inside of a Kindle, and it fits inside your EPUB. So it's good for both Kindle and for book publishing. Children's books, you could go either way, whether you could show it on Kindle or you can have it published. Okay. I looked at the output, and you're going to see why we really, really like this. Live demo. We're going to do it today. I'm going to show you some children's books, a cookbook build, and then we'll talk about the EPUB and then the billing tab. Okay. Here's why we made this. We made it because we want you to have, Amazon ready output. Every book meets Amazon's publishing standards. They don't upload directly to KDP from within the software, but we publish out to an EPUB that can go directly into Kindle with any of the Kindle upload tools that they have. Okay. And I may do another video about how to do EPUBs uploads. It's very simple. Once you have it set up, you just upload it. The biggest deal is choose your author, put your author bio, and we make all that for you. Visual books sell. To make money with Kindle is you want to be in a very specific niche, but you also want people to go through the book and read as many pages as possible per book. So if you have the algorithm on Kindle is based on the percentage of read and the number of pages read. They don't tell you that magical formula of how much they calculate, but those are the two parameters. So downloads or Kindle downloads, however they call it, percentage of the book and pages read. So if you have a 30-page book and they read all 30 pages, that's 100% read. That goes into their algorithm. 30 pages, if they only make 15 of the pages, then you only get a half-read book. That goes into the algorithm also. So what I've discovered on some of my stuff, the shorter the book, you want enough book that has context to it, that you could get a review. So reviews play a big part in your rankings on Kindle. But page views and percentage read of a book plays the other part of the algorithm. So if you have a 30-page or 50-page book and it's fully illustrated and it's fun to read, you're going to get a full read out of it. You're going to get all the pages read. So that's what our challenge is. But also, if you're doing a word book, like a DIY or problem solving book, we're going to kick it out as a very well written book because we're using Claude and some of the advanced AI tools. We do a lot of stuff on the back end between outlining chapters, paraphrasing, and all the Wayne could go into a list of details of how we actually write the words in the book. It's better than just using Claude to write you a book. But images sell, visuals sell. So you want you want to have a good front cover, but as they're reading it, to get that read count up and the percentage read of the book, you want to put visuals in there. So we're going to be encouraging you not only to download the EPUB, but you may want to add some images. So we'll set it up so where you can add images in your own tool, like Google Docs or Word if you need to. Okay, but we're going to be spicing it up with images. Kindle Unlimited. This is passive royalties. A book that is a how-to book is not time sensitive. A fiction book that is on the top 100 is very time sensitive. A lot of people won't read a book that's more than 2 years old. But if it's a how-to book or a problem solution or a crossword puzzle or any of those, it doesn't matter if it was written 5 years ago or last week. But I'm guilty of it too. Is when I look for books, I want something that's written fairly current that has a series with it. Okay. We're not designed to write fiction books, except for children's books. Completely different story. Children's books are visual first, writing next. If you want to write really good fiction books, I recommend a tool called Pseudo-Write. It is the best writing tool out there. I've got 4 published books right now using Pseudo-Write. In fact, Scott Patton may have some words about that too. One problem, one solution. That's what we're going to be fixing, and I'm about to show you how it works. Pricing, $4.97. We're changing everything on the pricing on BookMasher. You only have to pay for it once. You get 5,000 starter credits. You can add your Masher credits anytime. You got full access to all 10 books. Notice that's 9 there, and all future updates included. Okay. 3-pay plan. If you can't do the $4.97, we've got 3 monthlies at $1.97. Same license, lifetime license. It's not beta anymore. It's lifetime. It is version 2. So let's take a look at it. And yes, Scott, to answer everybody's question, if you got version 1, you got version 2 at no extra cost. In fact, I think Wayne's replying back. Yeah. Okay.
If some of you got it because you've got a subscription to AI Masher, that still stands. Because there was a deal that we did a long time ago, which we don't do anymore. But if you continued with AI Masher, we got BookMasher, because BookMasher 1 was kind of nursed inside of AI Masher to start with, and we separated it. So that offer still stands. But obviously, if you cancel AI Masher, you'll lose BookMasher.
Yep.
For the people that have got that version.
Yep. So you want to see what it looks like? I think that's the last page. Yep. Now, you will be logging into members.bookmasher. I'm using this only because I've made a whole bunch of books on the test version. I've made these in the last 2 days. So since I'm most proud of Wayne's cookbook, let's take a look at the cookbook. Now, again, I did very few pages on cookbooks and this because I just wanted to test it as fast as possible. So here is Brad, it's bookmasher.com. Okay. I'll tell you, we don't have monthly, we don't have annual pricing. Go down to where it says lifetime deal. Let me just show you.
I'll put the link in.
Okay. Yeah, that's the Pay Kickstart link. Is there a lifetime deal? If you click there, it's going to say $9.97. Actually, no, it's $4.97. It says $9.97. I haven't even updated the website. But that's
it literally it was live. It came live today, just not long before the call. So it's hot off the press.
Yeah, and you won't even see all the featured. So if I choose that, and what you get with it is $4.97. You get 5,000 starter credits. You get all access to all 10 books. So let's take a look at what it looks like. you're going to see it just to show you it looks identical. I'm going to bring up both of them. Dot BookMasher. Okay, here's what you'll see. If you run them with V1, say I've got 50 books published. Not published, but I got 50 books. They're all V1s. You'll see V2 after it if you create them now. If you go into new book, they're all set up to write. Yep, we got all 10 of them right here. Here's the beauty about it. You choose your book. Let's go children's book. What's your story about? Put the topic. Give it a title. It's optional. If not, we give you that. Put your author in there and tone. This is the real friction part is what's the tone? I like conversational or playful, especially if you're doing children's books. Language, length, any special instructions. I'm not even going to use any of that. Okay. And then you hit the book, generate book. I don't know if we could make any writing books any easier. Scott Patton asked a good question. We'll talk about this later. Okay. So because it's so new as I haven't even done this yet. In fact, it's showing 0. I don't know why it didn't record my master credits earlier. Okay, so that's what you're going to see. This is the new version V2. It's just for Wayne and I for testing, but it's the exact same of what you're looking at. So before I build a book, let's go down and take a look at a cookbook. I'm going to open this one up. So I told you, we do a lot of work ahead of time. So here is what it looks like. The 5-ingredient hustle. This is a magazine style illustrated book recipe or recipe book. Okay. Look at this. Page 1, your kitchen ruthlessly simplified. Real food, fast dine, let's cook. Okay. First recipe, jammy eggs and white bean toast. Serves 2, ready in 10 minutes, protein packed, garlicky, gorgeous. Here's what you need. Why it's good for you. It's better for the plant. Here's your recipe. It's illustrated recipe. All the words, I'd say I haven't checked every single word, but they all look good. The origin of it, here's a tip. Boil eggs the night before to shave 5 minutes off the breakfast prep. Better for the planet. Now we go to the sheet pan. Guys, if this is not something that jumps out at you, this has not been seen by a lot of people. This style of doing recipes, okay? Here's a tuna and avocado power bowl. What you'll need, let's cook. Good for you, better for the planet. Here's a tip, origin. Creamy tomato skillet nosh. I mean, it looks like you're putting the nosh in. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is and it's a photorealistic of that, and then it's illustrated for the rest. This is just gorgeous. Okay. So I've got, I think, 13 or 14 seared duck breasts with cherry pants. I'm going to try that this weekend. That looks 2 duck breasts. I don't know where we're going to get duck breast. I guess HEB. But this is good. This is really good. The book is ready to publish now. Now I'm going to validate it. So we make sure it's ready for EPUB. Validating, and it's going to go through it. Well, you can't buy it yet. Valid EPUB 3. I download it. Now I have to go over to my Kindle uploader and upload the EPUB. I think I could go direct into Kindle and upload it, but I haven't tested it. I can also kick it out as a PDF and turn it into a hazing. So let's kick it out as a PDF. And this is just kind of bonus training because we're geeking out here. Flipbook Maker, let me log in. This is hazing. It's I think $49 a year. I mean, it's very, very cheap, but it makes these flip books. And so if I go new flip book, and I think I probably got it downloaded. Let's see. Let's see if I got it in downloads yet. Oh,
Someone's just downloading now.
okay. Yeah, it's downloading. Anyway, I'll come back to that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's hit it again. Okay. So hazing, I'm going to put it right there. And it's going to build a quick little flip book for me. Now, why would you want to do this flip book versus putting it up to Kindle? Well, you may only want a 10-page recipe book about, cooking with a flat griddle or something, something, have a superfood product. Yes. You can do smoothies, but Walt has it. Walt, you get the bonus. I don't know what the bonus is, but use it as a lead magnet. Show the title and show, I will give you this flip book with 10 recipes about making superfood smoothies, and you just basically give them the hazing flip book. Yeah, you can take crypto for it. So and I would edit it inside of here and maybe put my own title in there, or just start with this one. Okay. And if I want page effect, let's see, I want not slider, I want to do a magazine. Okay, hit close.
That's wicked, isn't it?
That is it shows people this recipe, and then you could follow it up and say, I've got a recipe of 30 more for $9 or $7 or whatever.
Or
And
you point them to the book on Amazon.
yeah, you point them to the book on Amazon, and there's the About Us. Marguerite Savoy, she knows what she's doing. She's made a really good cookbook. Okay, so I would probably maybe do a table of contents, and you can insert pages in here if you want. I mean, it's a very affordable way, and you can use this to capture leads. So you can use this as your lead form. All you need now is an ad. Okay, and I'll just hit save. Okay. So that's an idea of making money immediately, guys. Make your cookbook, sell your cookbook, or what if we had a children's book? This is I'm flipping back and forth between which one I like best, but I'm going to show you a children's book. The backward day that wouldn't end. Everything runs in reverse for one endless day. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, pretty cool. This is the cover. Ooh, Wayne added this. I didn't even see the customized cover. Title. Okay, title position. Let's put it middle. Wayne, this is new since I even saw it. Ooh, I like this. Okay. That looks good. Okay. I'll go with that. Apply and preview. Now I'm ready for my front cover. Okay. So the morning that went wrong, I'm not going to read this whole book, but this is cereal jumps back into the bowl. And as you read through this, there's things happening to Mira, ABC's Unlearn on the Wall. So this is a children read book, and it's talking. There's a story about working. Everything goes backwards, and she's trying to figure it all out. So could you imagine having your own child or grandchild as the star of the story? Yeah, this is PDF, iPad ready. Hazing can create an iPad version. Kindle makes the perfect iPad, makes the perfect reader with this. And so everything she's telling the story and goes all the way, things are happening. I love the illustrations. I promise you, the illustrations are going to sell the book. You could make a lead magnet or you could make an ad offer, an advertisement for it, just using the images. Learn what Mira does in her backwards world, and then just point them to the Kindle book. The sky's falling. Okay. You kind of get the idea. Very good book. They're going to be scrolling through Kindle to see the images. Then mom is going to be forced to read it to her because the kid downloaded the book. Okay. And it gets down to the very bottom. How many backward things did you spot? Try again. Go back to page 1, read it slow, read it forward, then read it again, looking for tricks that ran the wrong way. So we give them a little teaser challenge in there. Okay. Very, very easy to do. And you know how I created this? I came up with this. I thought really hard. I went over here to Grok and I went to the very top of Grok. Now you can use any OpenAI, and here's the magic prompt. What are some crazy ideas for children's books that are illustrated? Do a little research, try to give me about 5 really unique ideas. Can y'all do that prompt? If you can do that prompt, you can have 5 crazy ideas to do a children's book and have it published this afternoon. So I'm not the pen author. I think, let's see who the pen author is. I can't remember. It's Clara Beechwood. Okay. So how do I get these pen authors? Well, let me show you. Generate an author, a ghostwriter. So I'm going to generate this guy. He's let's say he's a home contractor that loves to work in his garden. Okay. Appearance. English man in mid 50s with a passion for gardening. Okay. This is going to be one of my I hit generate. When you do that, we're going to generate you a profile image of a normal person, give them a name and give them a short bio. And if you want to, you can swap out the headshots on them. And we have Clara Beechwood, spent 15 years as a kindergarten teacher before trading her classroom for a writing desk. I mean, but you can come in here and add to it if you want to. You could take this to AI and say, hey, let's expand her bio a little bit. And then I've got mine in here, and I put my own bio in here. I have an Amazon bio that I use. We're still generating. It takes a few minutes to generate. Let's see who we got. Dale Merritt Hawkins. Okay. And Dale spent over 2 decades as a licensed general contractor before trading his blues for a seed catalog. That's very interesting. He writes, I love it. I love it. Okay. Author updated. So now you don't even have to think about pen names. So we come back to the whole premise is I want to do a new book. I choose my book. Let's do problem solving. Okay. I'm going to do some problem solving, but I'm going to do this. Problem solving. I'm going to come over here to Grok. Again, you can use any of them in here. Take out transcript. Give me 5 unique ideas of problem solving books that people are asking these questions, but they're not just getting a straight, direct answer. I just want a short book, maybe 20 pages long. So give me the basic book idea and then a very short premise about what the book would be included in a 20-page book. Again, I'm vibe coding if you really want to know what I'm doing. I'm vibing a book, vibe writing, I guess. Walt is already a few steps ahead of y'all. He's asking AI to write all my prompts now, and that's exactly what I do. I like Grok because it uses real conversations inside of Twitter. Um, it's I think it's more for brainstorming. I use Grok. For writing, I use Ojoy and Claude. Both of them are really good. I use OpenAI for all my images. Scott needs more monitors. Scott, I tell you, I've had this big wraparound monitor, and it's incredible. And by the end of the day, my neck's sore because I'm looking back and forth from left to right and up and down. Okay, so we're gonna get some ideas. But meanwhile, while we're kind of coming up with some ideas here, well, it should be how do I choose AI tools? Common problems launching digital. So it's got 5 results. It's going to Reddit, and that's what I want it to do. I want the tool to go to Reddit. And it's kind of influenced because it knows my bio, so it's going to look for marketing and AI. The weekend AI delegation plan, the offer transfer, why your digital products or services isn't selling, the direct changes that make people buy. Okay, this might fit. This might be a bonus with my, ooh, no, this is the bonus for BookMasher right here. I love it. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to come over here to our book writer. We're problem solving. I'm just going to paste that in there and come back up here and go, oh, perfect. Trap. I'm going to copy that. I'm just going to force it into a title here. And let's say Damon wrote this. I'm going to try to be conversational, not professional. 14 pages. You can put in any number of pages you want. The more pages you put in, if I put 100 in here, let's see what it looks like. 576 credits. I just want a 20-page book. Numbered steps. Now we're going to make this a drop down. This will be the additional brain friction. Tone, style. But you can tell it a style. We've got a few in here, and we'll make them drop downs. Okay. Any special instructions? No, I'm going to skip it. It's going to cost me 288 credits, guys. We're going to burn your credits here. Like Scott said, master credits are kind of like crypto now. It's going to plan my book. Okay. So I've got a bonus book right now for people that buy BookMasher. So if you've got a product, Scott has, you could do a whittling book or a laser sketching book. How do you get started laser sketching? Uh, yeah. Okay, so let's look at some of the other books I've made. Here's Mushroom Magic. This was a hobby book, so it was inside of my books, DIY books. I don't know what this is the first time I've even seen it. I started this before the call. I didn't tell anybody. So what can a semi-retired person do that he could talk about with his friends? He's making mushrooms at home. I thought, well, okay, we'll try it. So here is a hobby book. Foundation skills, safety in your mushroom growing. Seal the bag. Now we need more. We've got to have some images in here. So we'll be adding some images in here. Project 2, shiitake on hardwood sawdust. And probably the best way of doing this, because you'll want your own custom images, maybe we kick it out to a Google Doc or a DocX. You bring it into Word and then you can do all the stuff. But ideally, we would want to have this already illustrated for you, ready to go into an EPUB. This is great. Only thing we're missing is illustrations. So again, I'm ready to let's see what the front cover looks like. Oh, I'm sorry. Customize color. Here we go. Let's put that title at the top. And I'm going to make it large. I'm going to apply and preview. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to keep that as my front cover and my back cover. Let's take a look at it. Okay, you can't see that here, but it looks fine. I'll just tell you it down. Let's see if I can pull it in here. Yeah. Okay, that's my back cover right there. This looks good. Only thing I'm missing is illustrations of the different mushrooms in here. And again, because I've got it in a PDF, I could, or EPUB. Again, we'll probably have a docx if you want to add your own images, but we're still working on this. Wayne has been working 23 hours a day to get to this level. But I'm going to go back to my books. We did Mushroom Magic, and this was a gardening book. Let's see if we got illustrations in here yet. From bare dirt to lush lawn in 30 days. Again, I pulled this straight out of a Grok. Ooh, that looks good. Bare dirt to lush lawn. And this is a very short book. So again, I want to put some illustrations in here. And
Yeah, I'm fixing it. I don't know, but a couple of hours after the call, there'll be an update, and there'll be images.
yeah, and they'll probably be, they'll be before each of the H2s maybe, or even, no, it'd be after an H2. And maybe we'll even have in here on the actual book writing is um, something when you're doing the book that, let's see, gardening book. We'll have something in here. Do you want it illustrated, yes or no? If you say yes, then um, we may have a slider that says a lot of illustrations, chapter illustrations, or section illustration, or something in here. Again, we're trying to make it as easy as possible with the ultimate goal when you hit generate book at the end of the day. I don't want you to have to bring it into DocX or Google Docs. I want you to be able to pull this. Here's a crossword puzzle. Pull this crossword puzzle. See how nice this is? This is ready to go into a Kindle or into Amazon. Um, Now, there's certain books in here that are going to be good for Amazon Kindle, and there's certain books that are going to be good for publishing, for actual printed material. So let's take a look at them. Remember, I told you early at the call is we're going to have a little strategy session. Children's books, great for Kindle. Kids can read it on their iPad, or kids may hand you the iPad and you read it for them. Coloring books, coffee table books, I guess you could. I would use this maybe as a lead magnet. Coloring books, um, they're coloring books. The only way to use them is to have a printed coloring book to actual color on. Cookbooks, great for Kindle, great for lead magnets. Uh, Crossword puzzles, they have to be printed. Um, there are tools out there, we may investigate that you can send your crossword puzzle in and it makes it an online app type deal. But that would be using some credits, Masher credits to do that. We'll investigate. DIY, this is great for Kindle. Gardening, great for Kindle. Problem solving, great for Kindle. Travel guide, excellent for Kindle. Word search puzzle. Word search can be done on a Kindle, but more than likely it's a print book. So anytime you have a print book that has to be printed, you're going to have to work harder to make the sale. And the reason is if you have a Kindle subscription, you get it free. If you want to buy a book, it costs money. You have to use your, whatever Amazon payment plan you have, and you have to buy the book. It has to ship, and it's, 2 days, 3 days. Amazon will print the book for you. So you don't have to worry about any of that, but it is a print book. So anytime you have a print book, just you're not going to make as many sales. You're not going to make you're not going to make it available on Kindle, a coloring book. So how else can you sell it? Well, you can print it yourself. There's a lot of self-publishers out there. You can give it away as a PDF, as a lead magnet. In fact, coloring books are one of the best lead magnets out there for giving away. You can hazing it to make it a flip book so they can see, but hazing even has a download PDF option. So you can use that as your lead magnet for, you have a coloring book about um, wood crafts, whatever yours going to be is your lead. So we have them in here. I'm just suggesting if you're going to spend time doing books, do books that are either going to be a lead magnet or a Kindle read. Children's, it's going to be a Kindle read. Cookbook, this is a Kindle read, but it's a great lead magnet. Same with problem solving, gardening, travel guide. And you just saw I'm making a problem solving book as a bonus book to go with BookMasher. And let's see where we're at on that actual book here. 7 day. We're still building it. Okay. So the only thing that we're going to be adding is we're going to be adding illustrations. We're going to be adding a character reference to do your children's book. So not a lot of things that we're going to be putting in there. Yeah. Yeah, geek your week. I got lucky on this one. We and I know y'all will appreciate this. Wayne and I finished our Zoom talk about the new features and what we're going to do at 10:35. I went to grab coffee. I took the transcript into, I think, Claude or one of the AI. I said, I need an outline real quick of just the new features and the pricing of just what we talked about on the Zoom call. It made me the outline. I put it in Gamma, and at 10:59, which the show starts at 11 o'clock Central Time, the slide deck was finished. So I got to see the slide deck the same time y'all got to see it. And I think that Gamma is our lifesaver here. But I think this is going to be helpful for everybody out there that needs something to show that you're a published author. Um, and it makes it, I mean, we're not writing Hemingway in here. We're not solving world problems. We're solving one specific problem: how to create a 7 day short book or mini course launch, validate, create, and sell. Um, how to build a mushroom magic in your house to create your own gourmet and functional mushrooms. Uh, it's a beginner's guide. We're solving one very specific niche. So, what do you think? We got a gardening book, a crossword, word search. Let me show you what a word search looks like. Here's word search. Cover, national parks and wilderness. So you got to find these in here. Now we show the solution down here. Now, Wayne, if they go to EPUB, is the back section the solution section? Or how are you showing the solutions in an EPUB?
That's a good question. They should be on the back, yeah, but I've got a feeling at this second they're not. So
Okay. So
I'll add
this
it.
would be the same for the crossword puzzles as well, is
Yeah.
the solution pages will be at the very back. Um, and we want them at the back. And we come back to the strategy is if somebody's doing a word search and it's a download, a Kindle download, we want them to go all the way to the back because that shows pages read and percentage of the book read. So we'll put all the solutions at the back. Oh yeah. Scott asked, can you make a QR code of the books for our phone? Yeah. In fact, this
There's
is
something
right.
else. There's something else I'm going to add as well, which is a to do with QR codes. Um, I'm I'm gonna let you be able, especially with the children's books. If you want, we're gonna introduce 11 labs, so you can pick a voice, and we will voice the book, and
Mm.
we'll store the file in our cloud,
Oh,
and
wow.
we'll give you a QR code which gets printed on the back so that when the child hasn't got anyone to read it to them, they've obviously got phones and stuff. They can scan the code on the back and it will be read to them.
Well, I think, I mean, you're getting into a brand new product is Audible. Uh, there's millions of books published for Kindle. There's hundreds of thousands of Audibles out there. But what I'm finding myself doing is when I find a fiction book, I see if it has the attached Audible. Amazon, and we'll check into this for you, but Amazon now has a reader function, and Pat and Scott may be able to answer this, is that it will make a readable version for their Audible from your fiction book. And I'll check into it before we do that. Um, Scott, you're right. Audible won't allow AI readers, but they have their own AI reader version that I think will make it. And again, I'll check for us on that. There is on there, 11 Labs has a new version called 11 Readers, and they make a lifelike reader that you could take your PDF and send it up to 11 Reader and have a really good Audible or audio that you, as an MP3, that you can put into your tool. So we may not go down that path yet. I want to look at all of our we got other software that we're building, guys. So we can't spend a lot of time on something that this is basically a non-rev for us. I'm glad that we have it, and I'm going to use the bejeebers out of it, creating cookbooks and children's books. But we got to make money and put things on the on the dinner table. So we're working on Agent Masher. Um, we're redoing RSS Masher, and that's a big project there. But we've got a lot of other things that are coming out. So if we can streamline it with Audible that Amazon will accept, I would rather go down that path versus us create an Audible for you that won't get accepted with Amazon. So yeah, we'll investigate. Okay. Scott asked about QR cards. If you put it on Hazine, they build you a QR code. So y'all download this QR code or shoot it on your phone, and you should get the recipe cards. And tell me what you think of the recipe once you download it as a flipbook. I'm going to leave it up for 10 more seconds. Okay, let's go ahead and close this here. So you should get this, and it should be in portrait size. The goal is to flip through it and see if you can read it and expand it on your phone, see what it looks like. And you can interactions, you can put links. This is the if you get the paid version, you can get links, images. You can even put a video in here or an audio section if you want to talk about it, or you can go to a website. There's a lot of interactions, but I always like the link part of it. Yeah, yeah, it does have a paper flip. Yeah. So anyway, this is for you. It's so affordable. I don't know why you wouldn't get it. For building new leads. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's hop out of this and go back over here. So you saw this is the word search. Let's see. I showed you some DIYs and gardening, and we are going to illustrate that, like Wayne said. Cookbook coffee table books. Now, the images are incredible, but this is good for printing, okay? However, you see this right here, the architecture of the invisible. What if you had this as a blog post? I mean, you could use this as a blog post. You could use it for Pinterest, taking some of these images out here and putting them into a flipbook or an actual Amazon published book. I mean, this is a glass architecture. Look at these. I mean, the image is just beautiful. And we get down to the very bottom of this, and it tells how we made it. I love this part. How did we make all these books? Now, guys, again, we're trying to get this as fast as possible to an EPUB. If we gave it to you and you had to do a lot of editing to it and you had to edit the image and all that, and yes, you can, bring it out as a Google Docx or a Docx. But that defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do. One problem, one solution. The solution is a book ready to publish without you having much effort. Okay. That's what our goal is with version 2. So beautiful images. Could it be better? Yeah, you could spend a week making this look better, but it defeats the purpose of what we're trying to accomplish. As fast as you can, get you over there. We did word search, coffee table, coloring books. I don't think we looked at coloring books. Okay, one image, and it will retry the missing images, but here's the cut. Here's the cozy, whimsical kitchen food scenes. So these are great coloring books. Look at that. And all the spelling is correct. When we were using Nano Banano and ideogram, I could guarantee you there's at least one or two misspellings in there. And the images it didn't look like a coloring book. So this is how easy it is to make a coloring book. And
There's
again,
4 different levels as well, so you can have
yeah,
really easy for kids or really complicated for adults.
yep, new book, coloring book, and it changes down here. Tone, detail level, toddlers, children, very hard, adults, number of pages. Of course, the more pages, the higher the credit cost is on it. So I would play with it for a little bit, okay? But then get serious. Come over here to whatever AI tool, crazy children's books. I did more on the crazy. I'm looking for a crossword puzzle book ideas based on the decades. So groovy 70 crossword book, total 80s crosswords. And I took one of these and went in and made my crossword puzzle book. I don't think I go AI topic in here. We may put something in here, but more than likely what you'll see is this is the topic suggestion. I might put something in Masher tools to just give you you go to Masher tools and say, I want something about, crossword puzzles. And it will give you some 5 crazy ideas to use for that. So you don't even have to use an AI. You just go to Masher tools. Again, Masher tools will be based on Masher credits. Okay. Yeah, the images are just incredible. Um, okay, so we I think I've shown you all the books, and I want to see if our new book is made yet. No, oh, it's already okay. So we've done this on the call itself, and 7-day short book on mini course. Okay, we made the cover. That's pretty cool. The stall is the problem, not you. Okay. This is straight out of Eugene Schwartz. Why expertise doesn't equal a launched product. 7-day sprint. Now, again, if you wanted to bring it down and put these in a block format and spend a lot of time with it, you could certainly do that. In fact, you can do it from a PDF to a Google Doc. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use this as a bonus offer. You could even put it in as a blog page. I mean, it's right. It's a long form blog. But I would make it a lead magnet. Again, we're going to have illustrations in here, but and I would probably, because Wayne's going to set it up where we'll have chapter illustrations and maybe section illustrations, and maybe even have, maybe a higher level where there's maybe 50 images illustrated, which it's going to increase your cost to it because you're going to be using master credits. Day 3, draft without spiraling, right? Ugly, right? I can picture what the image might look like. But if we give you too many options, then we start getting into that brain friction. Day 5, day 6. This is probably not it. I could publish it as a Amazon Kindle book, but I may want to just use it as put it in Hazy and make it a bonus. Okay. But you saw how easy it is. We did this on the call and it made it, and it would illustrate it probably in the next few hours. Okay. Bare dirt to lush lawn. There are so many people. This is a great niche if you're getting into Amazon Kindle, is how to soil prep, how to book, but it's only 15. It's 15 sections. It's assessment planning. I think we already looked at this. Choosing, ordering, receiving your sod. I mean, it's very, very basic information, but it's great for Kindle, especially if it's illustrated. Okay. Scott asked, can we take a transcription from, say, how to make red wine in France, talk that Mr. Rogers would have a French winemaker and turn it into a book? How you would do this, Scott, is it's not going to take your transcription and go word for word over. If you need that, use Gamma. Come in here to Gamma and just go to town on it. Create a new Gamma, and you would create this is the way that I would do it. I would create a document. Okay. That's if I want exact. But here's what we did. See if I got it. Nope, that's not the one. I took the transcript of the call that Wayne and I had, was about 30, no, it's probably about 20 minutes long that we had. And I started up here. I need your help. Quick outline for today's. Oh, okay. Now I sent this to Gamma to create the slide deck, but I would take the transcript of your interview and then I would say, summarize this into a basic topic that I can build a book from. So it's going to give you maybe 100 words and it's going to write it here, new book. And you would say about red wine, and maybe you're doing DIY book or something. It's going to write a book for it from a single topic. But it would be based on that topic itself. Red wine, how to make red wine in France. So it would have some ideas from your transcript about how to, but it's not going to be anywhere close to what your interview sounds like. Me personally, is I would take the transcript if I wanted to be very close to what the interview was like, and I'd let Claude or one of these write an outline based on the interview, and then go over to Gamma and make it real quick. And Gamma can make your document, new gamma, can make this document or even a web page in minutes. And it does pretty decent. But yeah, think of this as I need a quick book, 50 pages answering a question, or 30 pages answering a question. Um, Hope that makes sense. Um, Walt's asking, Wayne, can you kind of address some of these? Can we set the length of each block of text to use the output in a newsletter, for example? You're setting the length by the page count. If you want a really short blog post, knock it down to about 9 pages. And this is probably going to give you 1,000 words, maybe less, depending on the book. So you could make it into a blog post just by cranking down the length of pages. And you could say down in here, consolidate this, use bullet points, very heavy, um, and then we'd illustrate it as well. So, guys, I got to see this final version 30 minutes before y'all did. So, y'all have some great questions, but I can't answer them, until we actually just play around with it. Yeah, and if you want to make it somewhat easier for millennials, that's a very good question. Put that in your special instructions. Is right for Gen Z? Just pretend like they have a low attention span. Very short paragraphs, bullet point everything, list, number the list, and make it very conversational and easy to read and scan. That's what I would do in special instructions. And again, you're gonna burn up some master credits just playing around with it. But um, yeah, this is how I use special instructions and length to kind of adjust it for millennials with short paragraphs and more bullet numbering. Hope that helps. Scott, yes, you could use negative special instructions, negative words in here. We um, the new AI tools that we prompts, and Wayne can correct me if I'm wrong. We put in there not to use the standard AI identification words. We put that in just about all of them. Occasionally, you may not, you may have some special words, like for instance, wood engraving is different from laser engraving. So you may not even want to put laser engraving anywhere in writing the book. So that's where do not use words. That's where it all goes in special instructions. Well,
No.
yeah, I don't think we're going to give you a text file to upload bad words. We already filter for that. Scott asked a really important question here.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so I'm going to address this in a second, but we are trying our very hardest to give you the lowest amount of brain friction to fill this out and hit the blue button. We want to make this so that if you have an idea, you can come over to BookMasher and go, new book. I want a cookbook about quick, healthy meals for a single person for lunch that can be heated in the microwave. And I'm going to come down, I'm going to make a number of recipes. I'm going to do 4 magazine style. I'm going to make it very, the illustrated part. I'm going to let the title be done. I'm going to have Marguerite write it for me, and she's going to be conversational. And we hit generate book. That's all we want you to think about. How fast can you get to that generate book button? Okay. So we'll come back to this. This is how fast you can make a cookbook. And then if you're pushing it to Kindle, you make your EPUB, push it up to Kindle. And guys, if you get stuck on that cover, think of it this way. How many books can I publish if I'm not worried about the cover versus how many books you're going to publish if you're worried about the cover and you go out and because I'm the same way. I want that cover to grab them out of Amazon and pull them through to the book. But sometimes it's the quantity. We want quantity over quality, and that's what our this is this is good quality, but it's not perfect. It is it's good enough for what we're going to be building here. Okay. Okay, let's talk about comic books. Scott brought it up, and I was hoping to avoid that, but we're going to talk about it. Wayne, give me the elevator pitch here.
Yeah, comic books are a different animal, and there's a lot of moving parts because there's the characters, there's the style of the comic, there's usually six squares on each page telling a story. The story's got to be editable for you. It's multiple. It's big, which is why we're building Comic Masher.
No, it's not coming out next week. I can tell
No,
you
it's
that.
not.
It is probably coming out July, August, don't mark your calendar yet because we got a really cool project in between. Um,
Yeah, we've started it. We've got outlines. We know where we're going with it, but Agent Masher is going to bump it in the order because that's well, we've teased you with it and you want it, and I seriously think you're all going to make a lot of money with that product.
yep. So I'm not worried about copyright, trademarks, or any BS like that. And Walt's right. You can use characters prior to 38 and 39 character versions. But what we would do on me on we've already teased y'all with a lot of this stuff. And Lee Matthews, are you on the call here?
Yep,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. Lee gave us a bunch of Aesop fables and Grimm Brothers fables, and I already had a bunch in there. We got 46 different stories. The storylines, I think there's two that are copyrighted, which are the Batman and Superman. But if you have a character reference that you just pull out of AI and you give it a story idea and say, make a comic book out of it, you're making something, an original piece that can be, you can copyright it, but because it was created with AI, the AI tools that we're using right now to create images are not copyrightable. So it may all change. We didn't, we're at the cusp of AI, but I would start with a character image, and it could be a cat with a magic sword or something like that. And and we'll give you a prompt to make that cat in 12 different positions, character layout. So we would give you a character layout mock-up, and then the comic masher would use that as your main character. And maybe there's multiple characters in there, but there is a lot of moving parts to make this. And here's the other thing. Kindle has a very short readable that it's not even it's part of Kindle. Scott Patton may be able to answer this, but it's comic books. It's strictly, well, it was designed for comic books. So we want to write to that standard so that everyone can create comic books and then push it into this high demand Amazon product with low supply and with your original characters. And for you to be able to take that magic, the cat with the magic sword, and make a series with it. So it is going to be a separate product. It's going to be a really cool product. Yeah, Bible stories definitely use this. Uh, yeah, so great ideas here, but it's yeah, you could once you have your comic book series, the spinoff would be a coloring page. I mean, I would take the cat with the magic sword, and make a coloring book from it. And and y'all are marketers, so however you wanted to, I mean, Scott Rogers has a trick to it. He could put it on the side of a box of a coloring box and put in coloring. He could put a coloring book roll up with colors in there inside of a box with the illustration, with the comic book illustration on the side, and then sell it as a comic book pack. He could be a comic book of the month club, and it's delivered in these little magic wooden boxes. It'd be pricey, but it's there. Yeah, a personalized
You could
crayon.
number the comics, say 1 to 100, and that's it. And once they're sold, they're sold
Yeah.
because
So
they're
that's
inside of a
why
box.
it's not going to be part of BookMasher, but
No,
it will have, we want the simplicity of BookMasher put into the Comic Masher, and we don't want you to actually have to think about the individual cells of a comic strip, but give you a button that you can click a button and say, change the dialogue or make the cat have a hat on today. And so you could vibe comic book right, or you can vibe right. We need to come up with a patented term, but you could speak to it and it would change the cell for you without you actually having to, what editor do I want to use? What do I need, Canva or any of this crap? We don't want that. We want a no thinking, brain friction free vibe masher. Yeah. So anyway, great ideas, guys. And I hope y'all are excited about this. You're going to see a lot of ads, and we're even going to probably put in um, an affiliate program with BookMasher. I've got to redesign the website. So I'm going to follow up with a question asked earlier in the call. Are you going to use Sales Page Rescue? Absolutely. I've already got it in Sales Page Rescue. And I took the output, the Pro Rescue Plus output. I went over to Claude Design. What's new in Claude? Ooh, all this start designing. It's higher usage limits. Okay. BookMasher redesign. I dropped in the BookMasher. I gave it the link and I gave it the text file of the Sales Page Rescue, of all the things that it needed to change. So it actually built a new sales page for us. I don't like this styling here, so I would change the styling. The book is still in your head. Type your topic, get a finished book, and what lands in your hands. Okay. Some examples, whatever book your audience needs. And I would probably fix this up a little bit. What another year of I'll get to it. And again, we're changing the pricing. But this took all of, I went over I got my Sales Page Rescue, Pro Rescue Plus HTML, and I downloaded it as a PDF, and then I gave the PDF to Design Claude, and I gave it the link BookMasher, and it did all this for me. Your first book could be done this afternoon. Start my first book. This goes into, start my first book goes into the Pay Kickstart button right there, or that's what it needs to be. So outside of color change and putting in some more examples in here, and I want all of them to go to a flip book. And you notice it's a flip book. They're live examples. Now, this is way too long. This is the old format. You could still do this, but why? When you give me, y'all let me know, do you like this cookbook style better than the magazine illustration? Just say magazine or traditional. I mean, these are good recipes. I've actually done some of these. But this is a published book on Amazon. Yep. So anyway, this is yeah, I'm using Claude Design. I'm using Sales Page Rescue, and um, we built Sales Page Rescue to interface at some point in time. A version of it will interface with Agent Masher so that you can find ugly sites and offer them a free Sales Page Rescue. Um, it's it's going to take a little bit of time, but we're going to white label Sales Page Rescue so that you can sell the upsell to it and the redesign. And if you have the full report that they paid for, and you have their old website and you put them together, and you go in and you make this cool design and then charge them, for it, this is ready to load. I mean, literally, I could share the link to Workspace or send it to Claude Code and create a website from it. I could export it as a standalone HTML and put it into that Netlify or Static app. You could, this is outside of input. It's way too easy. So anyway, um, anything else I can answer? I know we're right at almost an hour and a half. But the guy, and again, you're going to be at members.bookmasher. You'll see all of your old stuff in there as V1s, but we're building V2s. And let's see. Ooh, okay. Quick, healthy meals. Okay, remember, we made this during the call. Quick, healthy meals for a single person for lunch. Okay, solo lunch setup. Lemon herb quinoa and chickpea bowl. Actually, that sounds good. And a miso noodle soup, scrambled egg and veggie burrito bowl. Okay. So I've got a lead magnet right here. I'm not even going to publish it to Kindle. I've got a lead magnet that is ready to actually, I'm going to use this lead magnet as going into BookMasher. But you can use this lead magnet for anything. But again, you're going to push it over to Hazing Editor, and you're going to have this book, and then you're going to create a lead magnet with it. Come back here to Hazing, from my dashboard. And I think you can set up a billable on here. Dashboard stats, leads. Here's how to do lead capture forms, lead generation. Create customizable forms to capture contact details. Show the form on a specific page. So, upgrade to, I guess it doesn't have me logged in. But you could set it up so that if they're seeing the first couple of pages, you could put a lead form in there that they can't see the rest of it. And you see, guys, I'm getting views off. I use these as lead magnets or as freebie views. Put them on I mean, there's a lot of people looking at these. Now, some of them, I think this one was on BookMasher. And here's the one that I actually sell a lot of books on this. Not a lot. I sell probably half a dozen to a dozen books each month in Kindle. on this one book here, Xeriscaping Wonders. And this is one that's illustrated. But I'll show you what I do have illustrations on each page. And this was ideogram way before Nano Banano came out. Illustrations look good, but I have them on every section. I had to spend a lot of time because some of them had 6 fingers on them or 2 thumbs. You don't have to worry about that now. Okay. So, Wayne, anything else? Any question, guys, before we head out today?
Yeah, I'm making a mod because I've noticed on the recipe magazines it has a tendency to put zine number 1 in the top right corner. Can you see that there? Zine number 1, top right in red.
I don't see that. Oh, zine number 1. Okay, yeah,
And see there on the cover. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna stop that from happening.
yeah. But this is a beautiful cover right here.
It's brilliant. In fact, it'd be
It's,
nice if that was configurable so you can put what you want in it.
yeah, I mean, it's, I, I mean, if I have 20 pages here and I paid for it, and I'm going to kick it out um, as an EPUB. I'm going to put it on Amazon, and it's I, I think you can make some money on this. Scott, yes, you can make a series magazine, number them 1 to 4. We're not going to put that into the software. You would, I don't know. It's up to Wayne on that, but again, it's more options everybody else has to look at. We're trying to build software that every 99% of the people are going to use it just like it is. But what you're asking is very valid. Is I want a series on my comic books or the magazines, but it's not used by 99% of the people. So we're not going to put extra options for them to choose if we can inside the BookMasher, but it would be something you would download and you could add this rubber stamp if you wanted to on your series. Again, these things change, but we're not trying to put a whole lot of time into this. It is speed of production and speed to publish is what we're really after. Now, where you would put your serial numbers is when you upload it to Kindle, they give you a place to serialize. This is part of a quick healthy meals. Is you could have a section you could have in Kindle, and I've done this on crossword puzzles. Is you would have a first book, and then you have a series based on that first book. And again, Kindle handles all that for you. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us on the call. I'm very excited about this. Again, if you want to purchase this, go over here, disregard BookMasher, all these other pricing models, they'll change later today. Hit click here and choose, do you want to pay it one time or 3 payments? And if we don't have the starter credits, we'll manually have to put them in for you.
No, it does it automatically.
Okay, cool. Yep. Okay. We will see you in 2 weeks, and we may have a new software to show you by that time. So, Wayne, anything else?
No, just use it, and if you got any good ideas, as usual, there's a support ticket system inside. Just drop me a line, and if a lot of people ask for the same thing, I'll probably add it for you.
Yeah. Yeah,
As
it
long
looks
as
like
as long as it doesn't bloat the software, obviously.
yeah. We're trying to we're streamlining, and Scott had a great idea. And Scott, I don't mean to be negative about it at all. It is a brilliant idea to serialize your magazines or serialize your book series. But it's extra things you have to think about, and we're trying to get away from brain friction on it. Okay. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next call. Bye-bye.
Bye.